This time it's top Christmas gifts for the biker in your life. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Most of us have celebrations this time of year, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah, or if we're pagan, maybe it's solstice. And in those celebrations we usually give gifts. Now let's suppose that there's a motorcyclist in your life. Let's look at some of the gift options that would be really great choices for a motorcyclist. Motorcycle luggage is always a good option, but if you're going a bit hard looking, it's like this excellent GB kit. It's going to set you back several £100s. So if you've got the money, why not? A cheaper option would be to fit soft luggage like this Loma. So Loma stuff is a Scottish company that produce stuff for water sports, and it's said to be very waterproof. I haven't had a chance to test it yet, but soft luggage is always a good option. It can be fitted to pretty much any bike and makes a really good Christmas present for not too great an outlay. Next up is one of my personal favourite gifts. It's the gift of warmth, and you can give this gift without even needing to hug somebody. Heated grips are probably the greatest invention since the motorcycle. Trust me, if you ride in winter, there's nothing like them. And they're also a fairly reasonably priced gift option. Many motorcycles have them fitted already or as an option from the dealership. These options are often quite expensive, retailing at hundreds of pounds. But off-the-shelf options are there, and they're much cheaper. Oxfords are very good, and they're about £50 for a set, less in some dealers. They're fairly easy to fit, and they work extremely well. I'm just advertising Oxford here. There are other heated grip options that you can get that, again, equally cheaper or even cheaper than Oxfords, that work pretty well too. I just find that personally I use those and I've got really good use out of them. Crash helmets can make a great option. And prices, well, the sky can be the limit. From pricey helmets like the AGV to these more modest helmets you can pick up pretty much anywhere. The price variation can be huge. The quality isn't necessarily vary hugely. Quite often the more expensive helmets are quieter. The difficulty in choosing a helmet for a Christmas present is that the most important thing is the fit. The helmet must be comfortable, so it's not really an option for a surprise. You may be looking to get away with it, but the best thing to do is to take the person along to choose the helmet for themselves. This is an uncomfortable crash helmet. It's a real pain in the backside on a long ride. A nice cheap little option can be these visor double glaze systems that you can see there. Basically it just clicks into the helmet on this AGV and gives you a double leg. It effectively makes the visor double glazed. This is really good in cold conditions because it stops the thing misting up. If you've got a helmet like the AGV that's got these pins specifically designed to fit them, they can be a little bit more expensive. But there are cheaper options available. Halfords, for example, in the UK, and probably many other outlets, sell these ones that are adhesive and are universal, fit pretty much any helmet. They're easily fitted and they do just as good a job. We've tried these out in winter conditions and they're excellent. You really can see surprisingly well without the need to pop your lid visor up and down constantly. You can leave the visor down pretty much all the time without missing occurring. So a nice stocking filler and a pretty good present if you're on a budget. So what if the biker in your life is one of the more practical types? Well, in that case, a project machine could be a really good option. Trouble is, this can be really expensive. When we first bought our Excelsior project for Deb, A few years back, it's about 10 years ago now, it cost us a princely sum of £124. These days, you'd be really lucky to see one for less than £1,000. However, other options are available. Some cheaper Japanese models can be available. We picked up Tom's little 100cc Yamaha for fairly cheap money. But still, we're talking the hundreds of pounds, so not necessarily the cheapest of options. But if your loved one is slightly less practical, there's always the much cheaper model kit. You get to create your own motorcycle on a very small budget. And if you've got a slightly more geeky, there's always the Lego option. Because let's face it, Lego's the only way that I'm ever going to own a V4 Panigale. Let's say both you and your loved one are motorcyclists, or you and a bunch of friends are motorcyclists. You may well feel the need to communicate during your ride. Well, why use hand signals when for Christmas you could buy them an intercom headset? These fix easily to the crash helmet and are very convenient. Again, prices vary hugely. Things like the Pack Talk system allows multiple riders to communicate at the same time. On the cheaper options, that's not going to happen. It'll just be between the two main riders. But that said, you're still going to have much better communication if you didn't have them at all. Sound quality again varies and range varies, but they are a really good choice if you're looking for a Christmas present. After all, you don't have to spend the earth on these things, and they will enhance your riding experience. So what if the biker in your life really wants to record his adventures? Maybe he wants to post them on YouTube. Well, action cams, again, make a really good present. As with most things, prices vary enormously from this chirpy cheap one to the more expensive GoPros. GoPros are probably the best, but they are very expensive, so second hand is a good choice if you're looking for a GoPro, for example, if you really want to stick with the name. Mounting options, again, they are huge. This is a mount that fixes to our crash helmet and just mounts on the front there. Straps go around, put your helmet there, you can run a cable through and chat away whilst you're riding. That way your loved one can record all their adventures, post them on YouTube and maybe become a YouTube star. Well, you can always hope, can't we? Let's suppose you're looking for a Christmas present on a budget. No, I don't mean washing up liquid, but I do mean an alternative. Cleaning and washing products for motorcycles and cars are freely available at most outlets. And it's much better to use a washing up liquid or scourers, because they'll abrade your motorcycle or your vehicle. So if you want to show your loved one that you care for both them and their motorcycle, good cleaning products and good maintenance products are actually a good, if slightly boring, choice. So now you bought them cleaning products, how are they going to get the machine dry? Another good Christmas present is a dryer. This particular model is called a pet dryer, although I've no idea what size pet you would dry off with it. An elephant perhaps. And it's a really good bit of kit. It's like a leaf blower, but it warms the air. It dries the bike really effectively. Now, I'm not advertising this one product. There are lots of other models out there, I dare say, but it's worth looking out for them because they're really useful and they're the best way of drying your bike. If you use motorcyclists to buy their nature thrill seekers. So a good choice for Christmas present would be something involving climbing trees, bungees, cables, or if you're going to the extremes of price, maybe a tandem skydive. Our final gift choice is what we could call the old fart option, and that is a membership of the National Trust or similar body. Now I know what you're thinking, that's for old farts who like to walk around creaky old houses and have cream teas, which at least in part is true, but then let's not forget most motorcyclists are actually old farts. And the great thing about the National Trust is it's not just about old houses. There are, countryside places, beaches where you can go surfing, lots of options available within the National Trust. Membership isn't too expensive, and the great thing is it always gives you a reason to go out. And they do really good cream teas, as a matter of fact. Please, Santa, please bring me a Motorcyclist Le Mans Mark 1 in pristine condition, please, Santa. Worth trying. Well, hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching, and a Merry Christmas to you all.